So for my final project, my two theories I decided was emerging adulthood and parenting styles. For emerging adulthood, in the theory emerging adulthood, I could really relate to what this theory suggests or say we go through. For example, researchers say that the theory of emerging adulthood is a transitional stage between adolescence and adulthood. It's a distinct developmental period during which our brains is still growing and modifying information. Researchers say that this is a time period of uncertainty and self-discovery. I'm definitely going through this stage, and I could definitely relate to what these researchers were saying in this chapter. It was also very comforting to know that it was common and it wasn't just me not knowing what I wanted to do at all. The way that I could relate to this theory is an experience I went through of graduating high school. Straight out of high school, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do, the path I wanted to take. I wanted to be an ER nurse, and I decided to just try volunteering and just jump in to the scene and the action, and it just was not for me. Because I felt that way, I was totally lost in life. I felt like, okay, if this is what I totally wanted to be, but I don't like it, I definitely had to really discover myself, which also is something the researchers had said. I definitely believe that also researchers say that it's also a time period in which you tend to be dependent on your parents a lot more, and I believe so 100%. In high school, you feel like, oh no, I got it, I can do it on my own, but it's definitely a time where I feel like I depended on them way more, definitely emotionally, and I just totally can relate, and I agree to this theory 100%. So that's why I decided to pick this topic, and why I felt that this would be a really good topic is because everything they said I was basically going through. So I decided to pick parenting styles because I wanted to see what kind of differences we had here versus what some researchers say. One of them that stuck out to me was, in other cultures, some people want to please their parents, help out financially, and show their parents that they can be independent, whereas in other cultures, kids become boomerang children and they come back and they become even more dependent on their parents. Another topic that shot out to me was helicopter moms, parenting style of being really overbearing, and I have experienced that or witnessed that, and I could really relate to them when they said that these type of children become very antisocial. They're withdrawn, show little sociability, and are not really friendly. And I have an experience with that with a cousin whose mom is very overbearing, and she totally rebelled after pretty much high school. So I believed that the parenting styles that they're seeing here with being permissive and uninvolved and all of those, I could really see how that relates to how that parenting style works. Also, with the parenting styles, they say that children of authoritative parents are far best, and children with uninvolved parents are the worst off. Unfortunately, I did agree with how they said that because I work in an atmosphere where parents and children are always around me. I work on a postpartum floor, and when it comes to the older siblings, the parents that are super strict, always scolding their children, telling them to sit down, to listen and behave. Those children are always, really well behaved when we enter the room. And those of the parents that, have history, have a certain background, and the other siblings come in for the baby, you can really tell, they're screaming. When they're told to do something, they don't really listen because, it's not continuous. You can definitely tell which parents are which with how your children act. And I had to really agree with what the researchers here had to say from the characteristics of just their children.